with the experiment, so please go through the procedure first. So it will tell you about the experiment and what should be do and what should not be do. So there is a self-evaluation option as it's present in all of the experiments. So a user can go through it and check their knowledge about it. And there are some assignments, quizzes, videos, references, and feedback again. So particularly for a experiment. So without further, I'll go into the simulator. So here I can see there are a number of options I have here. So the first option is explore phase. This is the first option is a video tutorial kind of a thing. So one can go through it. So it will tell the user about the experimental setup, and a user can go through that. And there is an explore phase. So this explore phase means the experiment is not allowed to be done there. So only explore phase. So user can go change some variables, controls, and see the changes as well as some of the results which are not manipulated. So in the experiment, so there are 4 experiments. So we'll talk about the experiments later. So I'll jump into explore phase. So once I select that, so yeah, and this experiment requires Adobe Flash players need to be enabled. So I have already enabled that. So yeah, and this experiment requires Adobe Flash players need to be enabled. So I have already enabled that, and this particular experiment is cannot be executed in a mobile browser. So we need a desktop version of a browser. So as you can see, the problem setup here and the experimental page. So in the page in the center, we have a problem setup. As we can see, there's a vibrating cantilever beam with a mass at the end is there. And on the sides, we have this variable tab where the user is allowed to change variables. And here is a control tab. So in the control tab, we have a play and pause button. So user can play and pause it. And there's an option for going to graph. And this second page is again for graph only. In the bottom, we have the legends, the variables. So whatever the variables are there, can be gone through. So this is the side and the top view of the experiment. So this is a I section beam, and the cross section is this. And once a user hover their cursor over it, so all the required information will be given over here. And a spring mass damping system is given. So about the cantilever beam. So again, if you hover over it, so related information is given. So in the variable tab, this is very dynamic. Not dynamic, but yeah, we have the length. So length is by